We're Ladi and Margaret, and after a failed attempt to buy finished water tanks for our tiny home on wheels, we've decided to make them ourselves. In the last video about these tanks, we learned how to weld plastic and create baffles, and now we need to tackle cutting holes into our perfectly sealed freshwater and gray water tanks, both of which will be mounted underneath the van. We're mounting them under the van to save as much space as possible internally, which won't be an issue with the weather, as today we are also installing tank heaters. Our main demands are to be able to flush both the tanks completely with an electric valve, know exactly how much water is in each tank at all times, and avoid leaks at all costs.
Good testing. So far we have 3 leaks.
We're prototyping this project and trying our best to make this vision come to life for the ultimate off-grid tiny home. Make sure to watch the series and see more details about this epic project. Ready, Millie?
I used to be a free man, did whatever I did please. But ever since she wandered in there, I've been living down on my knees. I said, come on, lock me up, lights out whenever you want. Phone calls through the glass, waiting for the time to pass. Write me letters to sign them within I love you. Promise you won't change. I'll head out and buy a ring. Hey, do you like my handcuffs? I threw the key away. Hey, do you like my jumpsuit, honey?
The objective behind these tanks is to have them both as thin as possible to maximize our clearance. We're getting bigger wheels and an air suspension, so the tanks will not be as close to the ground as they appear now. Today, we're focusing on adding the main components to each of the tanks, which includes output drains, heating elements, temperature sensors, level indicators, and air intake attachments. We did not plan on having to build these tanks ourselves. We knew we wanted a custom design for our own needs, but the tanks we ordered were done very unprofessionally. One of our main complaints is that it would have been incredibly hard to empty the tanks all the way, be it for winterizing or for long drives when we want to maximize fuel efficiency. Since this debacle, we've also decided we're going to install air suspension. This will be a very cool new feature and will allow us to tilt the van to either side to empty the tanks faster, or can even be used to level out our parking.
This is exactly what the guy for the first time that we ordered tanks with didn't do. He didn't spend any more time thinking about how to keep this outtake as low as possible, so obviously you get everything out of the water tank. And instead he just left it somewhere here. And when you have such a flat tank, look how much water it actually is. It's around 5 liters. And that is, it's just too much.
It would never come out. It would just always be 5 liters sitting there. Yeah. That looks great.
So this is as close as I can get. I think I will be a little bit further, but this is roughly how it's gonna look. That's pretty close.
That's nice.
It's just a few millimeters. That's not worth any more trouble. Hairy fingers. This is very good because welding extra on the top or cutting and bending would be just increasing chances for a leak joint or something. This is so fine. Look, this is the millimeter of millimeters of water.
That is so much better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, some people do these angles, and this is just my whole goal with this thing was to keep it as simple as possible. Not extra cutouts to the chassis, nothing extra. So it's as simple so it can be as cheap for everybody else duplicating the same design.
This makes the whole thing look a million times more professional. Uh-huh.
Electric bunny.
Yep.
This can go down, and we have electric flusher system. It's great.
Standing there, we were talking close. Started on the 4th of July. We had all the fire, but oh, we had no money, and oh, it was a glorious time. Images, they were flashing outside, and I can see the glint in your eyes. We had all the fire,
Yeah, I'm
but
keeping
oh,
this.
we had no money, and oh, it was a glorious time. We were free. With the feelings that were new. Times are never ending.
Heating element.
Done.
Looking up to heaven, looking up tonight, looking up to heaven.
We decided to put the weight of our freshwater tank onto our back axle. 150 liters is certainly heavy, but we don't plan to have these tanks full all the time. Our routine is to fill up on our water right before we stop somewhere to camp. It's also not mandatory to fill your tanks all the way to the top every time you fill water. But instead, we will fill it to the brim when we know we want to stay somewhere parked for an extended period of time.
This was a coincidence.
The streets feel alive. We're mixed with light. Ghost town blown down, and life shines back. Going past such a blast on a train, on a boat, on a plane. To feel the rush again, and it's never coming down. We're invincible.
Down.
Wow. Look, connector here, this pointing down. Wow.
And it's never coming down. We're invincible.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a professional, but I'm very proud of how this turned out. This is so clean and so nice that I'm happy we decided to build our own tanks.
So we're prototyping this. We're really excited for how everything is looking so far. We want it simple to build, easy to replicate, and with all of the dimensions, so people can just bring this to professionals and get a quote right away and have this exact same tank. We've created a bit of a bundle, so for $95 you can get all of the STL files, all of our 3D modeling, all of our every dimension of the layout of the tanks, absolutely everything that we're doing. So head down to the description for more information, and we're so excited to show you how this works for us. Good. It's not warm out.
But at least you're comfortable.
Am I?
Yup. It will be short, it will be hidden behind a wheel, and it's really simple. I'll do it like this.
Stealthy, honey, it's stealthy. Oh. You'd think being Minnesotan, I'd be stronger than this. But I don't like the cold. I don't like it at all. I just got out of the shower and I turn around and I see this. Jeez. Well, so that's how it happened. Now I have to get dressed and see if she needs help. Jeez. She'll slide right down that snow. I mean, she'll be fine. Just scary for her. Okay, so she's going on the antenna. I gotta get dressed. What are you doing? How'd you get up there? Boyd. What's Em? What's Em? Ahoy. Let me find a way to grab you. You took the ladder up, right? What can I stand on? All right. Ahoy. Come here. We got her. All right. There you go. You have fun?
So that could be like this. That's a nice support. Okay. I actually do like.
And bam! Look at that. So sick.
Shout out to Rob Verney, that was my big mentor, work mentor in New Zealand. You were absolutely right when you told me, hey, some projects you can sit on for long hours and you'll never crack it. Sometimes you just need to start working and figure it out on the go. Because I was so overwhelmed with these tanks, and as I started actually making it, I realized so many cool details, like this water sensor. Look at this. This temperature sensor, I didn't want to have too far from the heating spiral, because this mass would be slowly heating up and it might take a long time to get all the way to the sensor. So here wouldn't be really objective measurement, and on the other side, having it too close would mean you would actually be turning on and off constantly, because as the spiral heats up, it's right away on the sensor. So right behind this divider seemed to be a pretty good option, plus especially how low it is. And that was one of the details that I was not able to sort out earlier.
Yeah. You must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night. We bring the vibes here.
Now Ladi is 3D modeling some specific parts we decided to implement onto our gray water tank. We use Prusa printers, which are globally known and started right here in Czechia. The reason 3D printing is so helpful is because sometimes the exact part you need in life feels impossible to search for online or in a store. With these incredible machines, we can think it up, draw it, and then it feels like it magically appears on the tray in front of us.
Here is my air intake for a gray water tank, and only 10mm big hole, so the water doesn't splash when driving on a bumps and doesn't constantly spray out. And it is as tall as it can fit under the car. We'll see. 3D printing is definitely not suitable for this kind of a use for water. So I'm spreading epoxy inside to keep it a little bit tighter, the 3D print, all the layers. And this way I'm hopefully making it waterproof too. This is a gray water only. I wouldn't use this for fresh water, but gray water, it's fine.
There was a Millie and a Ladi here. Look at how cute. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, going along the lines. So the kitten walked here. Follow these tracks. Exploring. I tried to track her before. You see these little paws. Oh, there was some definite sniffing. And then she walked here. Down. And certainly went to the river. I'm not a good enough tracker to be able to tell where she went, but she definitely explored and did a little loop. What a beautiful day to be an explorer, Kua. She loves it. Millie has free reign of the entire neighborhood, like a lot of outdoor cats. Because all the dogs are within their homes, she can sniff and smell who's where. And she knows this spot because we used to camp here so much when we had our old camper van. And then she always comes and visits every night to check to see if we're ready to go home. So we think that those were probably tracks from last night when we were here late and she tried to see if we were ready to come home yet. We probably didn't hear her, see her through the window. So she just did a loop, checked that we were there, and then went back home. So cute.
said you wanna play your game. You dealt me in, I said I'll pick it up, it's all.
Whoa!
It actually does.
It actually does.
It does fit for the first time. See? That's why hope is important.
Wow, that looks so good. It went right through.
Well, that was easy.
8 points later, I thought it was about time we hit the finish line. 8 points later, I wasn't winning at all, I was just further behind. You played your hand, but showed my cards. I took my talks right from your heart. I laid them down before your eyes. Game over, blow the whistle, we're out of time.
I have few cool things here. This is my savior. This is what I think will help me out with the top lid, because I want to be welding, probably double, triple weld all around, only outside, so there won't be any attachments on these dividers. So this is when it comes handy, that it will be like a pin. I'll drill a hole to the top lid, this will go through, and then I'll just weld it around. So when it's full with water, the top lid can't do anything like bowing up. I know it's gonna be hard against the chassis from under the car, so that's gonna be tight, preventing it from bowing. But this is, I think, good extra strength attachment that I will do. And you can also notice this. This is a cool little detail. This, we have the lowest point of this tank for sucking the fresh water to the water pump. This is just a hole where it's gonna be fixed all the time, so it doesn't move. We prevent any chances of the hose moving and getting out of there. So then, no matter what angle you're in, you still have the lowest point to suck the water out.
Too many days in the darkness, without a glimpse of the light.
Honey, I collected.
Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight. I see you broken and beat, head pulled down over your eyes. Every part of you wants to surrender, darling, you were meant to survive. With every star, we are born again.
The technique is putting these longer ones and extending the barrel. This could have been done better. I could have had another one there and pushed it in stacked higher, but extending that whole body so you can get a fat stack.
Spend less time in your head.
Right now, Ladi is working on the gray water tank. For this tank, we need 2 input spots, one that will drain the shower and the other that will drain the sink. Something to keep in mind is that the top of the tank is what will be flat against the van. So when you see these tanks sitting on the table, this is not the angle to which they'll be installed. The other hole he's drilling is for the level sensor, which we are modifying. This is a very complex project, so there will be another video about these tanks after this one. We'll be insulating them to preserve their temperature and to protect them when we're driving. This video is the second of what we hope will only be a 3-video micro-series.
I like easy maintaining sink. Oh, this is shower and sink right there. So anytime we need to clean it, we're gonna just undo it, put the hose down. Hey honey, flush the shower please. Okay, it's good now. Yeah. Same thing with the sink.
We're going to make sure that there's no clumps of food. I'm a very hairy human. I don't want so much hair getting caught in here. So what we're thinking is adding not only filters over the drains like in the sink and in the shower space, but also a filter within the piping So if anything gets caught or we notice any backup, we just can undo, empty out the filter, and then put it back on. So we don't plan on having anything but water in this tank. There won't be clumps of food, it's just straight water. I'm nervous. I'm proper nervous.
Good testing. So far we have 3 leaks. But now I want to test this thing. We'll see if this works.
Yes! Do we want to put it in that barrel?
No, it's by accident, buddy.